Hello again. Welcome on Martin's channel. Okay, I had the idea to put some small CNC in my shop. I got this Schaublin 12. It is a Swiss machine. It is darn good. It is a dream machine. It is really a neat piece of machinery. It is somewhat old school, but it works as a CNC. I got some stepper motors with about 4 Newton meter. I had to rise in the stepper, modules the torque, also the Newton, how they work. There's a working curve with some more power usage, and well, I had to adjust them to a higher power setting so they can move this axis, because you can see here this is some normal dovetail cast iron steel ways, so they have a lot of friction even when you oil them. Those are somewhat not oiled well now. Because I didn't find any, also at least I don't see one, oil ways. So, well, it is like it is. It is very precise. It is darn precise. Those are, yeah. This is some thing I made. I drilled those holes with peak and step. This worked really well. The surface of the planing is not perfect because I didn't use an appropriate programming. But hey, somewhere you got to start. I did not change anything on the machine because in the future I will sell this machine without the CNC, because well, it is well, maybe I will sell it with the CNC, I don't know, but for right now my idea was change nothing at the machine, make some couplings here. This is a coupler. I will make some light, then we see. Perfect. This is the jogging. I had to make these couplings from steel, because aluminium, the friction steel on aluminium is not high enough to get this thing in motion. Also, at least that was my thinking. I assume I was right because it is working. This is a form of clamp. Those are 2 parts. There's a screw that holds this thing together. This is a 3D printed part, so it adds stiffness to this construction here. I made some threads inside here of the motor, well, coupling or whatever. In the holes, they have been there from the start. And then I just inserted this plate, this rods inside this plate. The plates have just some through hole without any threads, and then I couple it with some. Is this visible? Yes, now. Then I coupled some 2 knots on the left and on the right, and this thing is bomb proof. I could not take it away. It is very strong. I can move it. I cannot move it with my hand. This one here, I can maybe move a 0.5 millimeter, but it is a very good idea to use such clamps like this. It is well bomb proof. I made here some guerrilla tape, not gorilla, guerrilla tape, because it is a guerrilla action. I had to step down the screw because it was touching the plastic here. and the other coupling, the other part of the coupling there, it was touching the way here. Oh mon dieu, excusez. This is X. Where's the screw? Come here. There's the screw. This screw head here did touch the wall. I had to cut out the wall like this, so the screw is not touching. This was exactly what was needed, because the screw did touch the wall and did break down, or did break the motor. It did stall out because it had not enough power to overcome the hindrance of the screw. So that's about that. Then I had to have some tool height auto set, and the problem is the whole machine is made from steel. All parts are interlocking electronically, so this is one big piece of mass. Also not Mess, sondern Mass, in the sense of Masse. That means when I tried to ground the the flute, the end mill flute here. This is a 4 flute, full hard metal, also Wolfram carbide. Then it would the Masso this is an ingenious thing to put up some machine. I'm anything but an electrician, so with this thing the whole do some parametrizing whatever with the whole motor stuff, and so I have not such a big clue about how it is working. With the Masso I understand how it is working. You can go to the setup and then you see what is calling in and what is not calling in. And we have here tool setter is inverted. Now it is on high because the mass is is closed. Now it's again high. Makes no sense to me. Now it would touch now I am touching the wood piece. I talked over with a friend of mine, some machinist too, and I asked him for a solution about this, and I thought I just have to get a disconnection from the circle or circuit, so it will work. So I got and searched DIY solutions for this, and I have seen on a Russian clip that he just used a piece of wood. I thought, why not? It is just such simple, because wood is not metal, and it will not conduct metal. It is just a piece of steel. Down there is some screw, and the ground wire just goes in here through the hole and then down in the wood, and this screw just pulls down this disc onto the ground wire. Well, now I have to fumble it back so it is working again. And when it goes here and touches off, it is somewhat elastic, and it will not ruin the end mill faces. Also, I have not ruined one. There's some small dent in it, but it is working. Now, I had to invert here the tool setter, and with this Masso, it is just all visible what you are how the computer stuff would work out with this. I have no clue about it. So I got this Masso. It is not free. It was not sponsored. I bought it with my own hard spared money. But I give nothing about the money when I have such a brilliant solution. There are some. You have here a lot of stuff you can do with. You can run multi-spindles, you can run a laser engraver, plasma torch, water jet, scribing tool, pen, camera, whatever. This thing is would maybe give the power of CNC to your car when it is necessary, but I don't know. No, it's a joke. I have no clue. The problem what I have here, and this is maybe for the next builder who see this, a help. The table is the head. So when the head is not moving, it is static, and this the Masso is constructed for in the main idea for wood carving CNCs, and so the head on a wood carving CNC will go down and then do its work and then go up. So this means the head has to have its end stop up here, because the positive way in Z is up. So it will go to the plus side of the Z axis and do there some beep, some homing, and then go from the homing down in its starting or parking position and waits for the next order, and then he has to carry out the mathematically the computerized G code to cut out whatever it has to cut out for you. But you have to invert the table in the settings so the G code is doing what it should do, and it is then moving up. Also the machine does then moving up the table instead of the head down, so the end mill goes to the workpiece. I had to work around this, and I had about 1 day to get it in my head, because I didn't understand how it is working, because I didn't know, so no problem for that. So I had to place the X homing stop on the right side, because it is homing positive on the right side, so it follows the CNC rule like this. Y positive in the away from me, right side is positive here, like no, it is the right hand rule. I cannot do it with my left hand. It is like this: X positive, Y positive from me away, and Z in the up direction. So I had to home it down there for the Z. This is going up and down, and it is homing down instead of homing up here, what it is made for. The Z homing didn't make any problems, but the X homing did make me problems. All 5 parts I did make to test here came out completely shifted. Also it was mirrored, because the X-axis was not in coordination with the Y-axis. So I had to home it in the Masso in an inverted way, and it is working in a non-inverted way when I'm cutting, as far as I understood it. When I now place the work coordinate system point in fusion on my part here on this edge, then it is, or on the workpiece edge, then it is doing its job correctly. So this is about the CNC what I've made of. The problem is it is way too small. I can machine here about 6 centimeters, 60 millimeters in 40 in about this size of, like this thing I had made here is about 19 in the X 60 in the Y and about 18 in the Z axis. This is some piece I made here. I was thinking about making some other spindle head for this machine, but I had other plans in the meantime. The motor is a normal motor. I do run it with the VFD. It is a 2 kilo. It is about a 2 kilowatt motor, but the problem is the motor makes about 2,200 revolutions per minute, and this is way too slow. The spindle here makes about, I will not say it makes 3,000 rounds per minute, because it is not making 3,000 rounds per minute. It makes about, I only can guess, about 1,500 to 2,000. So this is way too slow for anything I have in mind to make for some of my clients. But it was the perfect learning opportunity, because now I understand how the machine is, the CNC axis system is working, especially in a whole inverted way. So when you have a machine like this, you can CNC them, but you have to think about inverting your axis while homing and then not inverting them while in cutting. When you do, it will mirror all you are milling on it, and by mirroring it, it is mirroring it at 100%. So when I have written some name, Harkon, it is the name of a horse, I know, and the name normally starts on the left side. It is Harkon, and it did start on the right side, Harkon, and the opposite, completely mirrored on 100%. And well, the bearings here are fine for 3,000 revolutions. This is some brass bearing inside here. I had to take it apart because sometimes people don't grasp it, that it is not a grease nipple. It is a oil nipple. You have to use oil in those machines. When you don't do it, when you use grease inside those machines, the friction of the grease inside here, the viscosity, is causing problems, because it is too much to move. It uses too much of force to use the to move through the grease. You need here, you need a fairly amount of force to move this. I need about 1 kilo of force to move this by hand. So it is not for grease. Whoever uses grease is a fool. I say it like it is. You have to use oil. So the last person here did use some grease. Well, he was a fool. I had to clean out the whole machine. Here too, those ways go down here to the bearing, and this goes somewhat here inside. I had to change the bearings inside here. There are 3 bearings here, one, and then 2 other bearings come, and here is 1 bearing too. They had been completely roasted. I mean completely roasted. I cleaned them with some diesel, and then I make some spinning test. It just it was completely disastrous. Well, you can joke around with the machine, of course. Just, well, it does nothing, huh? No, I don't think so. Well, from hand it is doing something, at least. Why is this not working? Well, I have to do other things now. What else? Well, that's it. No, there had been some auto feed mechanism in this models, but it didn't come with one. And the motor, I'm certain, also I don't know, also this motor is attached in a second operation. This is not original. It has some fixtures like this one, so you can hook up some construction to hook up a motor. What is interesting about these machines is this head. It is just, well, there you have it. It is turning on the front there, and then you can mount this here, and then you have here a horizontal type of milling machine. I thought about maybe I change the Z-axis on this place, then I have 6 millimeters to go, but this was just a project to learn how to work the Masso and the CNC stuffs for the next project I have in mind. I will not talk about it because I've seen someday a clip from Soft White Underbelly. He is a photographer and videographer, and he said he has a colleague who does he is not talking about the project until it is done, so he never loses focus on it. Also, I thought about what? Okay, I will test this, and since I do this, it is really interesting. You feel completely different about the project. So I have other projects in mind, and I will not talk about it. I will show them to you when they are ready to share. Well, what else? You can change the table here. You can tilt the table, and you can tilt this table in this direction, also like this. So about 5 degrees. Yes, 5 to the left, 5 to the right. So you can do some work on tools. This is made to. You see this table here. It has a special form. It is like a Schaublin bed, and this is why I made this piece of steel here. It is fitting inside the grooves here, because there you can place this piece here there onto here, and then you can use this as a dividing head, or you can hook up another belt somehow, and then you can turn, and you can turn it there like a 4-axis CNC, but without the motorization of a computer. Well, when you have not big a clue about CNC, get the Masso. It is changing the whole game. You just can take your steppers and hook it all up on the Masso. It is really well documented, and it has a big community that helps you out with almost anything. I had never a problem with some questions. Also, they help you out. You buy into a system and a community, and this is well spent money. And I only touched this. I only scraped the surface about what is possible with this Masso thing. I have seen people do stuff with it that is unbelievable. You can here there are tool changer types. You can set them up, and you can work with coordinates, and a fourth motor that is changing the tool changer head or whatever to where it has to go to pick out some tools. Dark Art Guitars from David. did make some CNC machine, wood CNC carving machine to cut out some guitars. He makes guitars. And he made a tool changer, automatic tool changing setup with the parts in a row, the tools, and then the machine goes and picks out the tools and starts moving around, does its work, and then puts the tool back in the rack. Really interesting. So you can do all things with those Massos. And well, that's it for me. I have work to do, and I wish you a nice morning. And maybe you leave a thumb up here and get some gloves, then you don't freeze your finger off when you work in the cold. This is really a good trick. Well, thank you, and have a nice morning.